We are live. Hello, and welcome to Scuba Steve's Woodworking. Tonight I'm just continuing on with the project that I've been working on, which is a Christmas tree shaped 3-tiered shelf. It's shaped like a tree, like so, but we're going to add another tier, so it's going to be about like so. And then we're going to have 3 different platforms on there. It'll be 1, 2, and 3. Granted, I might have to recut one of these circles because I think I'm a little small, but we'll see what happens here. It seems like every night I'm cutting circles for some reason. I don't know why. And it's not showing. There we go. I was just wondering. Thank you, Topher Brink. I couldn't tell if I was seeing, or if I had the chat on or off. Last night I ran into an issue where it wasn't, where the chat wasn't turned on, so I just stopped the feed and restarted. But this is the face behind Scuba Steve's musical woodworking. Last night I actually sang a song for somebody, but that took quite a bit of influence to do that. And it wasn't very long and it wasn't very good. I appreciate all of you stopping in. even just to say hi. I run my stream from my little garage here. I can give you a little tour here. There's the door that goes into the hallway. And we'll do a quick surround here. And that's about it. I do have to show off this. This was my grandfather's woodworking cabinet. It was actually in his shop, in his basement. My father had it in his garage. And we kind of passed it down to myself as well. There ain't a whole lot in there, but I did keep some of his old tools. And yeah, it definitely smells like it was in a basement for, God, 50 years probably, 60 years at least. A damp, musty basement. But it really, I don't know, every time I smell that, I can smell that basement. And I wish you go famous. Well, thank you. Hello, Benito. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, so that cabinet, it's gotten passed along, and it was a bear to mount on the wall. Let's just say it was not square. It wasn't holding square. And it's been modified a couple times, the back of it, to stay square. So I had put it on the wall, and then the doors wouldn't shut, and I was freaking out. Yes, exactly. Simple is way better than fancy. Although the one behind me, I couldn't help myself. That one, this one, it's just a regular cabinet with some tools in it and random items, but that one took me quite a while to lay that out. Lots of, should I say, there was some pain involved in that one. And all those small cuts on the miter saw probably weren't the brightest thing to do, but with such small stock, pieces were flying all over the place. Thank you. Appreciate it. The herringbone, it turned out really good on that. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Temperatures around here up in Minnesota have been pretty mild the past few days, but today the wind chill kicked in from the Dakotas and it is blustery and cold right now. So I hope you're sitting in front of a nice warm fireplace with a hot cup of cocoa or something, because it's just downright bone chilling here right now. Oh, I'm sure you get that lake effect. Yeah. We get it up in northern Minnesota by Lake Superior. So I know I said the other night that I wasn't gonna paint these, but I think I might try dyeing them green with some wood dye. What do you guys think? Should we dye this poplar wood or green? I thought about painting it, but I thought about just leaving it for them to paint themselves, but I don't know. It just seems too plain. Told my wife that it looked like lightning bolts. And more lightning bolts than Christmas tree. Hope everybody's having a good Christmas season or holiday season, I guess. Hope you're with the ones you love or able to at least talk to them. Sometimes it's too hard to travel, especially nowadays with the cost of everything. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, because I've got some of this trans tint dye. I don't know if you've ever used this stuff before. I mean, a couple drops and it will dye your wood whatever color you'd like. But it's also pretty gnarly staining, and I think you're right. A light stain is probably going to be a better option, especially since I got the maple and the walnut. I mean, the poplar is kind of a cheaper wood, but it still stains up very nice. Way easier to work with than maple or a harder wood. So that squeeze out. I don't mind gluing stuff up, but I also hate with a passion cleaning up glue. I've started to practice where I'll actually tape everything off and then I can just peel the tape off. Hey, that's considered woodworking. That is considered woodworking. You made something with wood. I've made quite a few things with pallets. I think the worst part about it is taking them apart. I see you can buy a tool now to pull all the nails, which, I don't know. If I could have found that years back when I was making a lot of pallet wood stuff, it would have saved me hours. I finally got to the point to where I just, instead of pulling nails, I just cut the pallets apart right where the nail is and then dealt with the center nail. Oh yeah. So, here we are. And actually, I think this might work out alright. Let's see here. We'll start down here. I appreciate all you for stopping in. Really helps me out, and I hope it helps you out. So as we go up here, and then we come up here, I don't know, that's not much of a Christmas tree. I have a feeling I know where I went wrong here too. Yep. I just had a great idea. We're going to change this project up because we can do whatever we want. What do you guys think of this post in the center? And we'll just build tiers on top of each other. Any thoughts on that? We come up. Yep, I'm liking this a lot better already. Is it wrong to change the project right in the middle of it? I think not. La 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 la. Lighter star, here we are. We come up like that. Bring another one up like this. They'll come up 6, 7. Is that too high up, you think? Maybe not. Yeah, it's these. This is about an inch thick, inch and a half. This is just meant to go on the center of a kitchen table, just to throw your miscellaneous stuff on. The original plan that I had seen from the person was a lot bigger. And it was kind of grotesque looking. I don't know. I'm going to fight this thing for a while. I'm trying to get a nice square cut on here that's going to be level for there we go. And even if we came off, we'll keep it in the center. I don't know. Does it look too off with the two walnut on top and the maple on the bottom? It kind of looks like it doesn't match. Like it needs something else. Maybe. Da-da-da-da-da. Boy, that's almost level. That is not. Now the question is as well, is my bench level? Yes, it is. I think I'm going to make this out of a different species of wood for the top. I almost think I want oak. And again, that means more circles. You can put a candle on top. Put your keys here. The mail here. Yeah. We're going to roll with this. What kind of projects is everybody working on right now? Anything special? Well, you have a good evening. I appreciate you stopping in, Topher. We will have some fun with this here. You like it? I changed the whole plan, Benito. If I move it up and we do something like this, how's that look? A cat tree for your table? I almost think I don't even need more than 2 tiers. But I do like the way the wood is. How it branches off everywhere. I almost feel like there should be another piece of branch running off here. You know what I mean? Like some sort of a branching out with another 2 levels. Well, like the cat trees kind of do, basically. Or maybe we stick it to one side and then bring the other one up here. Like something like that. I'm gonna go with that. Hello. Everybody check out Resonating Art. Some of the best looking stuff I've seen in a long time. You'll have to teach me how to do this epoxy because I cannot do epoxy without a bubble in it for my life. You're welcome. So if we start down here, come up here, come over here, come back up here. Yeah, let's do this. Don't come around here. I am making a table centerpiece to store your keys and just empty your pockets onto. I was going to make it into a Christmas tree kind of theme, but I don't know. I had some wood or some debarked branch laying around that was going to be a walking stick, but then it was going to be too short. So yeah, we're going to use that as the risers. I'm going to dry fit it together here just to see how we're looking. Once it's dry fit, then we'll take it all apart and clean it up nicely. Yeah. And then we'll come in from this to this. Oh, yeah. That'd be cool. That is a cool idea. Oh, yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm going to have to check that out. And this was a screw that I threw away yesterday but didn't make it into the garbage can. And everybody check out Benito's site as well. Benito's got an excellent page. Or channel. Sorry. I keep wanting to call them pages. I don't know why. How long's everybody been on YouTube doing their thing? You been on there a while, Resin Art? Last thing I would normally do would be screwing this into the face, but I just happen to have some walnut plugs, so I'll be able to fill in that hole. La, la, da, da, da. And then if we come in on top, oh really, that's it? Both of you are pretty new. How does that look? A little too off? It almost feels a little too off center. I don't know, I gotta kind of take it all in here. And picture the final project being finished and the top would be a nice spot for a candle. Or maybe even because I could come home and throw my shit on there, throw it on here, then at least it doesn't look like it's laying in the middle of the table. Yeah, it doesn't, it looks like it's almost like I would need to go a little bit, it needs to be a little more centered. Which is fine, we can move things around. Even if a person walks it around, maybe. As it kind of wraps around to itself. Yeah, this looks a little bit better, I think. At least to my, as it, but, you know, it's artsy, and it's one of those things where somebody can always ask, why does that look that way? And you don't really have to give them any answer. You can just say, that's that way because I made it that way. And that's all you have to say. Art is art, my friend. Yeah. Now the part that I hate. Sanding. Thankfully I don't have to do a whole lot, but I am going to router the edges of these circles to make them not so sharp. Kind of like the circles that I did the other day. I don't know if you've seen this resin art, but it's the holiday season and Christmas trees galore. They're growing everywhere. In the little neighborhood. With the little houses. Thank you. I can't claim this idea. I did see a picture of these somewhere else. And I just thought they were cool looking. So I had to make a version of my own. Thank you, I appreciate it. I think that's one of the biggest things I like about hanging out here in the shop / garage / storage. So there's no rhyme or reason to what I have to do. I can switch it up. I can do whatever. And that's one thing that I do like about woodworking is maybe something just doesn't look right. You can always change it, I guess that's a philosophy for life, I guess, too. You're in control of your own destiny. And it may not feel that you're in control right now, but you'll find yourself eventually. Hell, I'm looking every day sometimes. But remember, you do have that power. You have the power to choose your own destiny. It may take time. I'm not here to preach. But it takes time. That's coming from somebody who has had their major share of, needless to say, fuck-ups in their life. And I'm not claiming to be, yes, it is. It is super good to be positive. And I'm not claiming to be a perfect person either. And anybody who is claiming to be a perfect person, or they're full of crap. All right. I appreciate you stopping in. And I will check out your page again soon. I always like to see. I always like your projects. They're cool as hell. See how nice and soft that edge is now? Oh, it's so soft. like a baby's bottom. So as the grain of the wood, Joe Mama, you had to come without them? So as you see, the grain of the wood is going like this. Once that router hits that grain going this way, tends to burn. But we will make it work. Who is Amy? Am I missing something here? Or is that resin? Oh, you're still here, Amy. And since it's going to go on a kitchen table, we should put some feet on it. If I have a drill bit. Ba, 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 ba. We do breakfast all the time for dinner. All right. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. And everybody hit that likes and subscribe button if you haven't. All right. Foot here. Foot, let's say here. How about one here? And we'll put I think I bought a package of these little feet on Amazon. I think it was either 50 or 100 of them for the price that I was going to pay for like 20 of them. And I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do with 100 of these things? Well, I definitely have used them for more than I thought I would. Now we have feet. To go back on the feet shelf. Benito, you better get Dave on here as well. I had to watch him at work the other night. Tell him I gave him a bunch of crap, too. There we go. I'm liking this a lot better. Hello, mainly off grid. Steve. Do I know you, mainly off grid? That is the question. We are making a centerpiece for a kitchen table. To kind of flow into itself. Out of maple and walnut. This is meant for going on your kitchen table or wherever and throwing your wallet here, maybe a candle on top or something else. Or this could be 3 different levels of candles if you placed them right. Just as long as you don't have the candles burning the wood above it. And I think I'm going to give this a little teak oil. Watch the colors pop. I'm not a huge fan of any unnatural finishes, but I do use them. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you just have to. If you want a durable finish. And if I cleaned up in here a little bit, I might be able to find my other towel. But who wants to clean the garage? That's no fun. All right. Normally I wouldn't use an actual, I'd use an actual old t-shirt or something for this, but I know these are durable enough as well. Well, this wood is super dry. It is absorbing this like crazy. Especially on the end grain. And I'm super happy that I changed my idea from what I was going to do before with the tree. I liked it, but it just didn't seem right. I don't know. No, I don't like that spot. There's a little paint mark on there. I know, I'm sanding over wood that I just sealed. All right, and there we are. A nice little centerpiece for your table. Thank you to everyone who has stayed for the video and the stream. I'm really happy this project turned out all right. Bring that over a little. And again, please like and subscribe. And everybody have a good night.